Okay, this is project one, and name of the project is Exploring the Great Wall of China. You're going to need a couple data files. The first one is the Great Wall. That's one that we'll get started with first. And the second one is China. Okay, so in this project, we're going to do several things. We're going to open and save an existing document. We're going to switch editing views, zoom a document, and view formatting marks. We're going to insert, select, replace, and delete text. We're going to preview and print a document. We're going to create and save a new document. And finally, we're going to insert the date and type some text. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, trail marker one. And the way that trail markers work, there's usually like 5 or 6 within a project. And a trail marker will cover a specific uh, topic or specific skills, and then the trail marker ends. Okay, so this trail marker is going to cover opening and saving an existing document. And they usually have keywords in there, words that I'll use throughout the presentation. So that's what those mean. Some of the words that I'm going to use is a word like file tab, insertion point, ribbon, rulers, scroll bar, scroll box, scroll status bar, title bar, and view shortcuts. So these are all words that I'll be using throughout the presentation, especially in trail marker 1. Okay, so this is the word application window. And as you can see, it's basically a screenshot of Microsoft Word. And there's several areas of Word that we're going to be using. Okay, so let's take a look here. Up here at the very top, this is called the File tab. All right, and the File tab has several commands like save, save as, open, close. You probably use most of these, as well as print, exit, so on and so forth. There are several other tabs: home, insert, page layout, references, so on and so forth. Okay. Up here above the tabs is the quick access toolbar. This is a customizable toolbar that you can use to quickly save a document, to undo, redo, and customize it means you can right click on it and you can add in other things, things that you maybe use often. Okay, like inserting footnotes or the open command. Really, there's a whole bunch of commands that you can actually add up there. All right, we don't really use that a whole lot, but we probably should. Up here's the title bar, and ours says Great Wall Microsoft Word. When you open up a brand new document, it's probably just going to say Document 1. Okay, and of course, this is your minimize, maximize, and close. Sometimes this might say resize. All right, so there you go. Okay, next is the ribbon. And the ribbon is super important. And the ribbon is this area right here. I'll actually maximize this. The ribbon is all this stuff right in here. Okay. And the ribbon um, has all the commands and all the things that you would use to, edit your document and format your document. And the thing about the ribbon is it's split up into groups. So under the Home tab, you can see that there's a group, and it's listed as the clipboard group. And then there's another group here, and that's listed as the font group. And you can see they're kind of separated by lines here. And then there's the paragraph group, and then there's this big old styles group, and then there's an editing group. And at the bottom of the group, where for instance it says clipboard, there's a little arrow here, and that's called the more arrow, more. And when you click on it, more stuff pops up. All right, let's say I click on font. A menu will pop up or a dialog box. and then paragraph, and then a box pops up. So that more arrow has uh, obviously a lot more pertaining to that particular group. Now, the thing about it is when I click a new tab, now my ribbon changes and all kinds of new groupings pop up. And many times, for instance, there'll be another more button. So there is a lot of stuff that goes on with this ribbon. All right, and that's one of the things that we use the most in here. We need to make sure that we understand. All right, so we talked about the ribbon. Let's look at the insertion point. And the insertion point is the point where you would insert words. So right now you can see my insertion point is blinking in front of the word the. Okay, so that's where my insertion point is. I can move it down here in front of the word more. Now the insertion point is different from the cursor. The cursor is where controls my mouse, or I'm controlling with my mouse. All right. And one of the things we talk a lot in here is the different types of cursors that we'll see. And this is the type of cursor. This is the slanted arrow. All right. And this is your selection cursor. All right. And the one right now is called the I-beam. And the I-beam really controls where the insertion point goes. Okay. So that's important to understand. There'll be other cursors that we'll talk about, but today this is the insertion point, the I-beam, and the I-beam will insert the insertion point where you can type words. Okay, moving on. Next thing are the rulers, and the rulers are important, especially as we start adding in columns and using things called tab stops. And if your ruler isn't on, there's a little button up here that says View Ruler. Okay, and it's right above the scroll bar. Okay, so here is the horizontal ruler, here is the vertical ruler. Next we'll look at is the scroll bar with the scroll box. This is the scroll box, and it's actually something you can click on and drag up and down. And then on the scroll bar, there are also arrows that allow you to scroll down and up. But you can also scroll using just your mouse and the scroll ball. All right. A few other things we need to look at is the status bar and the view shortcuts. The status bar is down here in the bottom left-hand corner, and the status bar is really important, especially as we progress through the curriculum. And down here, this status bar tells us how many pages, what section we're on, how many words in the document. Also, you can right-click and customize it, so you can add in all kinds of other things like line numbers or columns or vertical page position. So there's all kinds of things to add in. All right. We normally stick with sections, pages, and words. And finally, the last one is the view shortcuts. And the view shortcuts are the different views found within Microsoft Word. Okay. In all honesty, the only view we're going to really use is the print layout. All right. Now, what is important on here though is the zoom area. So we have a zoom slider that allows us to zoom in and out. That's out, that's in. All right. And we can also use the plus and minus, which allows us to do that. All right. So there you have it. On the PowerPoint, there's explanations of all these. Okay. We use Microsoft Word 2010. Disregard anything that says 2007. Okay, let's finish up trail marker 1. So you should open the Great Wall document. In order to do that, you're going to click Open. You're going to find your flash drive. Mine's not in the flash drive, but you would find your flash drive uh, over here or under computer, somewhere in there, and um, go ahead and find your Great Wall document. Click on it or double click on it, either one, and click open, and the document should open up. Okay. Now, in order to save it with like your initials on there, sometimes we require that. You would just click Save As, and then put your initials. Click Save, and now it's saved. And you can look up here at the title bar, and it says Great Wall, Mr. J. So this is now the title of the document, Great Wall, Mr. J, or title of my document. All right.